All right, welcome into a special edition of the Jordy Culotta Show here live, powered and driven by Ghost Chevrolet. We go down to one of our favorites, as always, as right now, New Orleans Pelicans in the news. The Pelicans playing themselves into the playoffs, and one of the hottest teams, or one of the, not hottest teams, but one of the teams that the league is talking about as getting it right under first-year head coach Willie Anderson, Willie Green, as it has been a pretty fun year under the first-year head coach. We have not seen the superstar. We are waiting to see the superstar in Zion Williamson, and Mr. Lee Anderson is joining us now, who is, of course, Zion's stepfather, and is down in the city of New Orleans and joins us now here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Lee, it's great to talk to you again. How are you, man?
I'm great. It's good to talk with you also
yes.
This morning.
Yes, sir. It had to be a great time in the city this weekend with Duke in town and Coach Krzyzewski celebrating his final four, but I know it didn't end like the Duke crowd wanted it to. But what was the weekend like?
Oh, it was a great weekend. I actually had one of Duke's assistant coaches, Coach Nolan Smith, trying to rustle up some tickets right at the last moment. My son Noah wanted to go to the game at the last minute, and Nolan was trying to find some tickets for him, but we weren't fortunate enough to come up with the tickets, so we watched it on TV. But it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend. I'm certain that Coach K wanted it to end a little differently, but
sure.
I guess the guys gave it all they had.
Lee, what was it like going back to Cameron Indoor for Coach K's final game? I know that was another one that didn't have the outcome that the Duke Blue Devils wanted, but that had to be a cool environment and cool event to be a part of.
Yes, I'm sure it was when they went back. I had the privilege of playing in the same Cameron Indoor Stadium years before Coach K became the coach there, and it was a very, very. I mean, the atmosphere is pretty much the same. The crowd, the Duke Crazies weren't a part of the atmosphere then when I played with Clemson at that time. But going back there, it was just special. It's just special just to know that Coach K has come in and has done a phenomenal job with the program and elevating the atmosphere at Duke to be what it is right now, being one of the top programs in the country. It was very special, very, very special.
Lee Anderson joining us here, of course, Zion Williamson's stepfather, and Zion has been in the news, and everybody's been talking about his health and where he is and when he's going to get back, and there's been such conflicting reports. How has this season been for you, Zion, and the family? I know it's probably been a hell of a roller coaster ride y'all have been on.
Well, it has been very frustrating, on Zion. Certainly he wished and wanted to be a part of it, but an unfortunate injury during the summer of last year, kind of prevented that from happening this year. And I guess certain circumstances with the rehab didn't go as initially we wanted it to go, or the team wanted it to go. But, he just wasn't able to make the opening day tip-off, which we thought was going to be a possibility. But then after that, it just became out of our control how things worked. But, right now I think he's healthy as all get out right now, and he's looking forward to doing whatever he can do to help, instill, that winning fabric, that winning, the winning culture that New Orleans so desperately wants right now. And I think it's burning him right now, burning him to the core, for him to want to get back out there and help his team win basketball games.
About a week and a half ago, he put out a video of him in the Pelicans complex doing one of his explosive moves. And Lee, it felt like the narrative on Zion changed in that instant, where people were wondering how healthy he was. They were wondering if he was going to make it back. They wondered if he was hurt at all. They wondered if he needed another surgery. I mean, there was so many talking points out there. And then in a 15-second video, it was all over, and it showed that he was Zion again. How has life changed, I guess, since that video has surfaced over a week ago?
How has life changed? I think Zion, for the most part, being the person he is and the competitor that he is, he just kind of, he wanted to do something different. He was telling us the entire time that I'm a lot better than I've been, and y'all have to trust me. And and then the doctors were pretty much agreeing with what he was saying. So we just kind of rely on the medical staff from our medical people and the Pelicans medical people to make sure the best judgment is being made for his success in his career.
I know that you're not a part of the medical team, but do you expect him to play at all this season down the stretch and into the playoffs?
Do I expect him to play? That's a tough question. Do I expect him to play? Certainly, I expect him to play.
Yeah,
certainly,
right.
I do.
Sure.
And if you were to ask Zion, I'm sure he would probably say the same thing. But with just a couple of games left, but with the magnitude of what's going on right now in the city of New Orleans and the opportunity to qualify, for the play-in game and then possibly get into a 7-game series. And that would be off the chart in the city of New Orleans beginning, plus the way the season started. That would be a plus for New Orleans. It would be a plus, I guess, for Zion, the way, with the way things are right now. So back to the question, am I, do I expect? Certainly I do. That's on me, though. That's purely me. But certainly we would, and I don't think there's anything else out there that would hinder him from doing that right now. I don't think there's anything out there. I think the medical doctors and the medical staff has given the Pelicans, thumbs up on ramping him 110%, getting him ready and putting him out there to see what he can do.
Lee, can you describe the relationship between Zion and the city? I think it's misunderstood right now where people may think that he's frustrated with the city or what the future may hold for him and the city. From your point of view, somebody who is so close to him and lives in the city with him, what does the city of New Orleans mean to him and the future look like?
Well, Jordy, listen, about 3 years ago, I think during the 19 draft, and I remember you calling me shortly after the draft was over, and I think there were some speculations about did Zion want to come to New Orleans, or
right?
Did he want to be in New York? Questions were just floating out there about his discontentment, his dissatisfaction, and I told you at that time, listen, New Orleans was a city that we actually talked about before the draft that would be a great spot for him. And we embraced it then, and we are currently still embracing it. Now, there has been a lot of speculations, a lot of talk about Zion not wanting to be a part of the fabric in New Orleans or whatever the case. For the life of me, I don't even know where that came from. I don't know why people, I've read, and of course I'm not one to believe everything I'm reading. I always tell people believe half of what you see and nothing you hear. Right. But I'm hearing, or seeing stuff that says Zion's camp is frustrated with the Pelicans. Now let me clarify that frustration. Certainly there might have been moments when, anybody and everybody gets frustrated when you want to win. When you want to win and be a part, just like the Memphis Grizzlies are doing right now. Yeah. We want to see the moment when that program turns around and turn the corner and start winning, so everybody can be happy and just look forward to winning basketball games. And it kind of took us a while to get adjusted to start moving. There's been some coaching changes, and during 3 years, you have 3 different coaches.
Yeah. And
and that has to be tough. But that had nothing to do with a fractured relationship. It had nothing to do with that, and I don't know where, the comments or the rumblings or the misunderstanding came from, and it's always somebody referring to somebody in Zion's camp.
Right. And
sources say, there are only a handful. There's only 4 sources in Zion's camp. That's Zion's mom, that's me, that's Noah, and that's Zion. If it didn't come from one of us, they are not sources. They are not sources. So, and we have not sourced information to anybody, for discontentment on Zion's behalf at any time. Not one of us. And if anybody can come back and say that we said that, and and we'll discount that. We'll definitely discount that because we have not done that. We're enjoying New Orleans. We're enjoying the fabric. We love the pickups, that the Pelicans have made the last couple of months or so. Great. I mean, we're ecstatic about that. We're just ecstatic, and we think that with the acquisitions that they have made, and with Zion being on the mend, 110%, we think the future is very bright in New Orleans right now. Very bright. And to discount anything that anybody is saying about Zion has not embraced the city of New York, that's false. That is false. Zion has sat down many, many times with me and expressed, how bad he wants to be a part of what's going on. But, he's not the doctors or whatever. So we just kind of, go along with the medical advice that he's been given. But of course, we've, when it comes to the medical advice, we've had to kind of, look at situations and see whether, we'll look at second opinions to make sure that everything was where we were headed. And, and we actually found out that some things were a lot better off, than we actually thought they were. So we're just taking the positive road right now. We're going with that.
You mentioned the acquisition, the additions of some key guys in the offseason. How about Willie Green? He seems. I know this is Zion's third coach. Zion's third coach, but it feels like David Griffin and the crew really got it right this time.
Oh, they smacked a walked off home run. They did an amazing job. Willie Green has come in and he's kind of right the ship. I'm not throwing shade at no coach whatsoever. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying what's happening right now. He's come in and he's a young coach, and he evidently is a player's coach. Because the players have really bought into what he was doing, and Zion, being in Portland for a while, he was just adamant about wanting to get back and be a part of what was going on. And actually, when he came back, to be honest and to tell the truth about it all, I think he was probably 3 weeks to a month from returning, but he wanted no longer to be in Portland. He wanted to come on back and be a part of what was going on because he saw something special. He liked what he saw in Coach Green. He liked the additions that were made in New Orleans, and he really felt great about what was going on. So, and not only that, we've been around basketball all our life. And, a lot of times, you want badly for your son to experience success, on winning in the NBA. But his first couple of years, watching him play and sometimes giving it all he has and come home and he's disappointed because the outcome didn't go the way, he thought it should have gone or whatever the case might be. And we just tell them, and listen, sometimes you have to wait on your time in the NBA, son. It doesn't happen overnight. So right now, I think it's daylight. It's not nighttime now for the Pelicans. I think it's that time now. And listen, the Pelicans has a bright future. Yeah. They have with what they have over there now. I'm excited about it. I'm tickled pink right now with what is happening in New Orleans and the potential of I guess the play-in. The play-in game will give us experience, additional experience. But I think if all pieces are in place, even for the play-in game, to go ahead and lock that in and get that taken care of and win what we're supposed to win with everybody included. I'm just saying everybody because I think with everybody included, I think we're a dangerous team. We are a dangerous team. And I was telling my wife just yesterday, listen, even in the 8th place and we have to face Phoenix, in the opening round, listen, I would love that opportunity to go against Phoenix to see how the full team, the complete team, reacts to, being in the playoffs. I would love to see that. And if I had any money, I'm putting it on the Pelicans.
I believe you got money over there, Mr. Lee, and I would ride it on New Orleans, especially if Big Z is healthy, because it feels like they are a superstar short. right? I mean, like it feels like they are an all-star, a superstar away. And when you've got Z over there kind of getting healthy and it feels like he's got that bounce back to him, where is he in the process? Has he started to play 5-on-5 and 3-on-3 and pick up in that? He's got to be feeling good right now.
Yeah, he's feeling great. And, speaking to the Pelican staff, and not calling any names, but
sure.
Speaking to the staff, they've mentioned to me before that they're just one player away and, from being where we need to be at, and that was enough for me to know that, hey, they are putting some stock in, Zion getting healthy and being ready for the long haul more so than the short haul. But my thing with the long haul, Jordy, as well as the short haul, the long haul, you have to wait on it. You have to wait on it. The short haul, sometimes when you're faced with an opportunity right now, you never know whether that opportunity is going to present itself again in the long haul or how long it'll be from that time. So I'm a guy who believes in taking advantage of the moment, that's at hand. That's me. Let's deal with it right now and let's go forward and see what happens.
So, Mr.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, just to kind of recap from our conversation, the spirits are good around Zion and the Pelicans. The spirits are good around Zion and the city.
There's no bad spirit at all, and I'm really confused and concerned where all the negative vibes came from, and the reason I wanted to talk with you this morning, just to clear the air on all that. If me and my wife, have said something to anybody, I know that's not true, but for them to put Zion's family name out there saying that we, not happy with the Pelicans or don't want Zion in New Orleans, that is false. That is false information. False information. And it's coming from the horse's mouth. You don't have to look anywhere else for any further explanation. I'm telling you right now, all that is false.
Mr. Lee Anderson, Zion Williamson's stepfather, and the man who's speaking for the Williamsons and the Anderson family right there on the on where they stand as far as their relationship with the city, the organization, and you heard it right there firsthand from Mr. Anderson. As always, it is great to catch up with you. Please send our best to the big fella, and we look forward to seeing him back on the floor very soon.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Always. Yes, sir. There he
Thank
is. Lee Anderson checking in this morning for a real quick update there on Zion Williamson. We appreciate him stopping by. That compliments of Go Chevrolet.